So we'll begin tonight's honoring of former wrestling coach Rick Edwards. When you hear the term North Schuylkill Wrestling, or you think about our program's history, there are some names that are synonymous with the program. To prove that, when I say the word Edwards, what do you think? Wrestling, right? You think of North Schuylkill Wrestling. Coach Rick Edwards spent a total of 33 years of his life coaching wrestling in this gymnasium, down that hall, in our wrestling rooms. It's a long time, 33 years. 18 years of his career as an assistant coach under Joe Cesare. And Coach Cesare is here tonight, so glad to see Coach Cesare is here with us. Add another 15 years for Coach Edwards as a successful head coach on the varsity level. But it also started way before that, back to his days as an actual wrestler for North Schuylkill. This may be the answer one day to a trivia question, someday on Jeopardy, $1 million question. But who was the first wrestler to ever step on the mat and compete as a North Schuylkill Spartan? Your answer would be Rick Edwards. That's right, Rick Edwards, before ever coaching the Spartans, went 47-4 as a varsity wrestler for North Schuylkill. He graduated from North Schuylkill in 1970, went on to Susquehanna University where he graduated in 1974, then came back to North Schuylkill where his coaching and teaching careers took off. As a coach, I'm going to ask Coach Edwards to come on out. He is here tonight, so we'll have him come out with me as it's only fitting to have him here as we read off some of his impressive career accolades that he's accomplished. 13 years coaching junior high, where his teams had a combined record of 132, 26, and 1. As a head varsity wrestling coach, Rick Edwards racked up a record of 173 wins, 61 losses, and 1 tie over a 15-year span. Rick was also a softball coach at North Schuylkill for 11 years, winning 142 games. So all in all, as a wrestler and as an assistant coach, Rick helped our wrestlers to 369 wins. Very impressive in of itself. But then you add 173 coaching wins as a head varsity coach, which means that Coach Edwards has been involved in 542 of the total 699 wins in our program's history. Over that time, Coach Edwards racked up some very impressive stats. He has helped produce 22 members of our 100-win club, a list which includes his own sons, Chris and Matt, and also his grandson, Mason. He has helped coach 39 District 11 champions, 41 regional champions, and 10 of North Schuylkill state champions. Coach Edwards was a vital part of all 3 of North Schuylkill's team state championships, our 2 third-place seasons, and also our 2 state runner-up seasons. He was an assistant on the 1983 and 89 state championship teams, and as a head coach, he guided his Spartan team to the 1995 state championship, where Coach Edwards was selected as the 1995 State AA Coach of the Year. Coach Edwards is a member of the District 11 Wrestling Hall of Fame and local chapter of the Pennsylvania Sports Hall of Fame in Pennsylvania. These are all accomplishments Coach Edwards is proud to have achieved, but I think if you ask him, maybe the part of his career that he is just as equally proud of is his 37-year career as a social studies teacher at North Schuylkill, where he was able to positively influence and motivate thousands of young Spartan students through the years. As I mentioned at the beginning, Coach Edwards has dedicated the majority of his life to teaching and coaching the sport of wrestling here at North Schuylkill. He molded many lives over those years in the classroom, in this gymnasium, and down the hall in our wrestling practice rooms. So at this time, we'd like Coach Edwards for your family, any family members to also come out and join us, your sons, wife, grandsons.
The little guy's coming.
Girls. Granddaughters as well, yes. So tonight, in honor of your years of dedication, the years of blood, sweat, and tears you've shed in those wrestling rooms, the North Schuylkill School District is proud to name our wrestling room from this day forward the Rick Edwards Wrestling Room for all of the wrestlers you have influenced in the past and for those in the future that will come into that room, see your name, and realize all that you have meant to the sport of wrestling at North Schuylkill. At this time, members of the North Schuylkill wrestling team are bringing out the sign that will be displayed in our wrestling room. Coach Edwards, if you could do the honors of unveiling the sign. This sign will be placed on the wall in the wrestling room in honor of our coach, Rick Edwards, the North Schuylkill School District, our wrestling program, wrestlers you have coached, coaches you have coached with, and fans of North Schuylkill would like to congratulate you and thank you for your years of dedication and commitment to our wrestling program. This honor is truly well-deserved for Coach Edwards.
Very few words, believe me. I'd be fantastic honor, believe me. And I look at my mentor over here, who got it all started, and looked at an 85-pound, 95-pounder, and motivated me to become an athlete, and kept on doing what he did. He was a fantastic motivator. Joe Cesare, to me, is a father figure, and to everybody who's been involved in wrestling, he's a legend. And again, I got to trace everything back to him, and that's how things go. You have one guy that gets something started, and then everybody else has to keep it going. I don't have to say too much to you people. You are here to watch wrestling. And hopefully it just continues. And not just here, all across the country. Sports are fantastic. Sports are necessary. To get involved in a sports program leads to so many good things. I'm an example. I don't know where I'd be if it wasn't for Joe Cesare getting me to wrestle umpteen years ago. And again, I thank him for that, and I thank everybody involved in the wrestling program and the administrators and everybody who helped develop this and continue its development. Come out here, I'll give you a big hug.
When I became an administrator, I would always take the best teachers that I had and put them in the elementary school where you build a foundation. When I started to coach, I use that same philosophy. You take your best coaches, put them with the young kids where their foundation is being built, and then by the time they were getting to us in 7th, 8th, 9th grade, we began to polish them. But they began, Ricky and my assistants down in that lower level, they were the ones that technically made the kids sound. So you take your best people, put them in the young program, elementary program, and that's what happened. And that's why he was very successful. Thank you.
Thank you again.